We have a winner. A big shout out and congratulations to Bob Payovich. He was the first one to correctly identify the item Batman was using as a slide rule. Several folks answered correctly, but Bob got there first. Well done. The slide rule was a nifty gadget. I mainly used it for multiplying, but you could use it for division, algebra, geometry, and most of them could do logarithms. I never got that far with it because I have no idea what a logarithm is. Please don't explain it to me. Thank you to everyone who played this little game. If you really like it, I might do more of this sort of thing in the future. Let me know in the comments. And now... On with the show, this is it. Hi, I'm Irving, and I'm an Adamaniac. Last time we saw Batman and Robin, they were about to be cooked over the Minstrel's giant microwave oven. Wait a minute, something's wrong. They're supposed to rhyme. The Minstrel's shakedown, Batman has a breakdown. Barbecue Batman? Look at the feather in that guy's hat, man. Put some effort into this.
What's that? It sounded like an explosion. Well, let's find out.
We saw Batman put some kind of little thingies on the floor before they broke through a door and got into this mess. Now they're going off, and that gets the bad guys out of the room. Presumably, now Batman can go to work, because he can only do these escapes when the villains aren't looking. Wouldn't want to give away all his secrets.
If we could just shake this turn-spit pole loose.
Looks like we've been bombed, boss. Obviously a diversionary tactic. Let's get back down to quarters.
Batman and Robin get loose and hide just as the Minstrel and his gang return. They pummel the two goons for a while, but they and the Minstrel get away. One gang member, however, stays behind.
Hello. I'm Octavia.
Your purse.
Batman's into roleplay, not kink.
I didn't mean that. I mean, I surrender.
That's hardly necessary. Just from looking at you, I'm sure your presence here is innocent.
And besides, you're obviously under my spell now, so I know you're not a threat.
Appearances are deceiving, Batman.
Appearances, perhaps. Instinct, seldom.
That's nice. You're nice. I think I might like it better being on your side.
It's always a satisfactory feeling knowing that you're on the side of right, Octavia.
I wasn't talking about right.
I know.
Are you taking me in?
Where? Why?
Thank you, Batman. Perhaps some other time, some other place.
I hope so.
Have you met my good friend Bruce Wayne?
Then goodbye for now.
You're letting her go? Well, I admit she's gorgeous, Batman, but what does she have that all the other gorgeous creatures didn't?
Well, Robin, for one thing, she has a tracking device, which I just placed in her handbag.
Along with Bruce Wayne's phone number. Wait, when did he find time to build another bug? Or is it the same one? Never mind, I don't want to know. At police headquarters, O'Hara is doing a very dangerous thing. He's thinking. He thinks maybe the Minstrel keeps getting away because Batman is letting him.
What do we really know about Batman and Robin? Two masked figures, two voices on the telephone. Whence did they come? Whither do they go?
Pistol, whither be dashed, Chief O'Hara. Isn't it enough to know that they're the saviors of Gotham City?
Ah, and helped out from time to time from a department of which I am the chief, may I add.
You may not. As a matter of fact, I have a darn good mind to...
Commissioner Gordon said the damn word! What is this show coming to?
Rightly so. Minstrel is tricky and cunning. But I would like to assure you now that Robin and I won't rest until he's safely behind bars for good. And would you pass that on to your stalwart co-fighter in crime, Chief O'Hara?
By the way, O'Hara, I have the place bugged, so watch your mouth.
Yes, indeed, Batman.
Now, Chief O'Hara?
It's hard for a proud man like myself to ask forgiveness and to admit mistakes. But Commissioner Gordon, I was foolish and wrong, and I'm sorry.
Spoken like the upstanding gentleman and officer of the law that all Gotham City has come to love and admire, Chief O'Hara.
But it's still time for your spanking.
To defame the dynamic duo, even by implication, is both unjust and reprehensible. They are the guardian angels of this city. Those two masked figures, those two voices on the telephone.
Those two excuses to stand here and talk to fill time. At the Minstrel's lair, Octavia comes in, talks about how considerate Batman was, and suggests they try to make a deal.
A deal? Me make a deal with that paragon of probity? That righteous reformer? That enemy of enterprise? That thorn in my flesh? Never. Anyhow, he wouldn't do it.
All too quickly, the Minstrel figures out what's going on and finds the bug.
Why, that spy! That spy! Bing!
I'm leaving you for that guy whose number I found in my purse, this Bruce Wayne guy. So there!
That does it. Listen to me, Batman. We go to Plan High C.
Oh, no, boss. Not Plan High C. What if it gets out of control?
Yeah, it could bring the whole world down around us.
The whole world, eh? He gives Batman instructions to be at a certain place with Gordon, O'Hara, and the head of the stock exchange in exactly 30 minutes to see what Plan High C is.
You suppose he's bluffing?
I wouldn't count on it.
What's that?
What's what?
I don't know, but
Look. And the chandelier.
the whole room begone.
It's an earthquake.
It's not an earthquake, this is the only building shaking. Batman sorts out what the Minstrel just did.
He must have determined the exact frequency of this building. Using the ventilating shafts as resonant chambers, he generated a corresponding frequency.
I see. The same way a singer can shatter a crystal glass by hitting its resonant note. Right, Batman?
Right, precisely, Robin. It's called sympathetic vibration.
If he can determine the exact frequency of a building and do that, I don't want to see what he can do if he figures out the brown note. The Minstrel comes on the air and says same terms as yesterday, except now you'll give the checks to Commissioner Gordon, and he'll give them to my men when I say. He hints that he can do this to just about any building anywhere on the planet, so they'd better take him seriously. Batman's solution to this problem?
He cannot operate without power.
Holy kilowatts, of course! Cut off the power.
How simple.
Not so simple, Commissioner, to locate all the circuits in this building and connect them to one master switch in the allotted time. But it can be done.
Then at the first sign of vibration, you just throw the switch? Marvelous.
Just before 6 p.m., all the bigwigs assemble in the room to await the Minstrel's call.
More here than I expected.
Do I need to say anything? At exactly 6, they throw the switches and plunge the building into darkness.
Wait, what's that? Look at the chandelier.
Okay, scratch that plan. The Minstrel comes on the TV again and repeats his demands.
He's got us.
Batman has obviously failed. We've got to do it.
All right, we give up. You've got a deal, Minstrel.
Well, at least we're still alive, in spite of that devious devil.
But for what? To knuckle under to the scoundrel all our lives?
Fortunately, that won't be necessary.
What?
That is correct. For, as it happens, gentlemen, we have located Minstrel.
Just a minute. That's the Minstrel?
That nice-looking young man.
Yeah, everybody knows criminals are old and ugly. Just look at Catwoman.
But how can he be here in this room and on TV at the same time?
It was a pre-recording.
This is ridiculous.
We knew he'd be here.
To signal cutoff, Why would he destroy a $10 million building belonging to people he wanted to extort money from?
We went through with everything so he wouldn't suspect.
But I'm not the minstrel. All right, Batman, you asked for it. Bass, treble, all the rest of you.
Fight time! I don't know why that doesn't surprise me. I haven't talked much about the fights in this show, but the choreography is almost legendary. We've seen a lot of it, and really it's brilliant. We have the bad guys accidentally hitting each other, Batman and Robin swinging from anything that'll hold their weight, and of course the sound effect titles. As far as I know, there hasn't been another live-action show brazen enough to do that. This show broke new ground in so many ways, which is why it endures to this very day. Minstrel tries his blinding trick again, but Batman and Robin are ready with polarized contact lenses.
It won't work, Minstrel.
We're wearing our particle bat accelerator units.
To create an anti-charge and deflect your static bolts.
Or those. Contact lenses would have been cooler.
So there's no way out, Minstrel.
All right, Chief O'Hara, you can take him away.
And this time, Minstrel, no song, please.
I don't think he'll be doing any singing in public for a long, long time.
At stately Wayne Manor, Bruce and Dick are playing 3D chess while Aunt Harriet turns on the news. They've been granted an exclusive interview with the minstrel before he goes to jail.
Oh, look! They've arrested that charming man.
Tell me, Minstrel Man, due to the fact that you have been defeated by the dynamic duo, despite your electronic genius, do you have any plans in your future for crime?
Why, yes, as a matter of fact, I have.
What kind of question is that? And why does he get to keep his loot? He sings a death threat to Batman and they haul him away.
Surely a man with such a voice can't be all bad. Perhaps he could learn to make an honest living when he comes out of prison. If only someone would help. Commissioner Gordon is a friend of yours, isn't he?
Why, yes, he is, Aunt Harriet, in a way, and even though Minstrel might sneer at such a suggestion, I will bring it to the Commissioner's attention. Who knows, it just might work.
You know, maybe it did work. Minstrel said this.
Wait till the jailbreak, Batman. You've not seen the last of me.
But he was mistaken about that. He never returned. The idea of an electronic genius who can cause sympathetic vibration in an entire building is one of the more interesting ones we've come up with so far. Making him a lute-playing goofball, I'm not really sure why we did that. Maybe to tone down the menace? Because Van Johnson wanted to sing? I don't know. I have to say, he's one of the first villains we've encountered who seems to have absolutely no boundaries. It doesn't matter how atrocious something is if it fits his purposes. He appears to have no conscience. Anything goes with him. And with his ability, that spells real peril. I wouldn't have minded seeing him come back, a little smarter, a little more cautious, a little less inclined to underestimate Batman. That could have made a good story. Oh well. I noticed Octavia disappeared after the minstrel found the bug in her purse. Apparently we filled our eye candy quota. All in all, it was a good story. Well, maybe except trying to nuke Batman and Robin in the world's least efficient microwave. But I can let that go because we also have a quota of Goofy to fill. This story had a good balance. As I said, it was nice to see more of Alfred. And as always, Aunt Harriet is the nicest person ever to inhabit a human body. A solid story with solid performances by all. Next time Batman faces... Wait, who does he face? King Tut. I'm Irving and I'm an Adamaniac.